Hi guys. Okay, so welcome back. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, thank you. Thank you for taking an interest in my face and what I might have to say. I appreciate it. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about Unassisted Birth Supplies List. Now, let's just do some housekeeping or just some pre-disclaimers. So I am a student midwife. I am a doula. I am doing school to be a home birth midwife. I have had an unassisted birth myself. I know that birth is not a medical event. And I respect and I support moms who want to birth outside of medical facilities. No, we're not opening this, honey. So, with that said, I think everyone who wants to birth at home should be prepared if that's what they choose. So I'm gonna go over a list of birth supplies that I personally kept on hand. And I'll kind of talk about what I think is necessary. I use that very loosely. Like things that I felt comfortable having on hand, things that I probably did have on hand but didn't end up needing. And this can be used if you are just doing a home birth anyway and you have a midwife with you. This is not exclusively for unassisted births. What else? I might do a books I recommend reading if planning an unassisted birth. I might do a separate video for that, so if you're interested, leave me a comment or just stay tuned and I might end up posting one. Okay, so yes, one of the very top questions I get is, what do I need? And this comes from potential clients, it comes from just friends, and so I wanted to make this video because I know that it's a heavily asked question and I know it's helpful. It's a question that a lot of people might not feel comfortable asking because of the shame that comes with it. And I'm not about that. I'm not about gatekeeping, and I'm going to help those who are looking for help. So, okay, the first thing I personally make sure I have on hand is a birth pool. I am someone who likes to birth in water. I like the pain relief that it gives. I hate laboring outside of the pool. So it's not necessary if you don't have the space. So I have birthed in a pool while I was living in an apartment, and I did have a midwife present for that birth. I've had friends who have birthed in like a small little blow-up tub in their RV. So it's doable. If you think you don't have the space, you might be surprised and just look around for options. But you can also use a shower, which still provides some pain relief. It's just not as much as if you were submerging your belly into water. Also, you might consider a pool liner. So this makes birth cleanup very easy for your birth team. They just drain out the water and like all the other things kind of come with it. You don't have to sanitize the whole pool. The liner kind of keeps it all in. And you can also use like little fairy lights underneath the liner before you fill up the water. So it can be like glowing underneath. So that's pretty cool too. It's too sticky. Please start away. But if you're not worried about that, you don't have to also get birth pools. You can get blow-up pools that about $40 on Amazon. I know there's one that has like fish all over it that a lot of like the moms of the home birth community really enjoy. So that's an option as well. You can also rent a pool. There are midwives who will rent out their pools. There's doulas that will rent out a pool. So just kind of search around for your options if that's something that you're interested in. Okay, next, so with the pool, sorry, I have a whole list here. I've already written it all up, but I thought I would come on here and discuss it. No more. Okay. So in addition to the pool and liner, you'll want to get a hose, which the hose I used was an RV hose. I think they're a little bit less toxins. I can't remember exactly why I decided to go with that one. But yeah, a hose, a fishnet for floaters. What else do I have on here? Oh, a sump pump. So yes, you can use a bucket and get out the water, but a pump will just suck it right on out, and honestly, that works really nice. They're about $50 to $60. So if you have the extra funds and you want a pool, I recommend getting one. Underneath the pool, you'll want a plastic tarp. It doesn't have to be anything special. I would also put a thick quilt underneath that, so it gives you extra cushion, you know, if you're on your knees and pushing or laboring in whatever way, it gives you just that extra cushion underneath the pool. I definitely recommend that. Okay, tinctures. So tinctures are herbs that are soaked for about 4 to 6 weeks in some alcohol. Sometimes they have glycerin in it too. But if you're birthing unassisted, I would say to keep these on hand. And maybe if you're just birthing at home, in case your midwife doesn't make it on time, I would recommend having these on hand. So there's Angelica. Angelica is for before the placenta comes out. Shepherd's purse or womb stringe. Womb stringe is a blend by Wish Garden Herbs. I recommend that one instead of just shepherd's purse, because shepherd's purse is known to form blood clots, which is great to stop bleeding, but you need like it's best used with other herbs in addition to shepherd's purse. So I would get the womb stringe. Yunnan Bayao, I'm hoping I say that correctly. It's Chinese medicine. It's known to stop bleeding really fast. And also liquid chlorophyll, which is really good for, in case you were to go into shock. Or it's really nice to take, like, mix with the yunnan. What else? Things that you might need for baby. Something sterile to cut the cord. You can get a brand new pair of scissors that you sterilize. You can get umbilical cord scissors, which they're not expensive. So I would recommend doing that. Something to clamp the cord or to tie it off. You can use an umbilical cord tie. You can crochet yourself one. I like to use 100% cotton floss. And I just crochet those. I actually do have some on my website, which is thegardenbirth.com. I have cute little ones that look like placentas. So there's that option, but you can buy really cheap plastic clamps. Or if you're planning on doing like a lotus birth, you might want some herbs for that in a special bag. I have not personally done a lotus birth or helped anyone with one, so I'm not really quite versed on that. I know it's very controversial, so you'll have to do your own research on that and come to your own conclusions. You'll want towels. I have not had any towels stain from my past 2 home births. We just used our regular ones and then washed them up. They didn't stain, they came out clean, it was fine. But if you have old towels, just use those. An idea too with those is to keep them warm. You can get, like, you know, those bags that are like insulated that you might use for like grocery shopping. You can put a warmer, like a heating pad inside of that, wrap your towels around that, and then put that in the bag and seal it up. So as you're laboring, those are getting nice and toasty, but you can also just throw them inside of the dryer. It's not a big deal. And honestly, they don't have to be warm. It's a nice bonus. You'll want a scale. I use, like, mine's a mechanical one, and it's a really, really heavy duty nice one. You don't need that. You can use a regular scale. You can use a fish, what is it, like a fish scale, like the ones you hold. And they have them digital, but they also have them mechanical. You can get them on Amazon. Just make sure you read the reviews first before buying, because I bought one and I was like, it was like the cheapest one I could find. It was not good, so I had to get a new one. Okay, so what else do you need? A measuring tape. If you're planning on birthing unassisted, I would already have one on hand just for like fundal height it's not necessary to measure your fundal height, but it's fun to also keep track and see kind of what your normal is for that pregnancy. But you can use that to measure baby's head, baby's length, diapers and wipes, and receiving blankets. You can do a bulb section, although I think that a mom's mouth is a better section than the bulb in the case of needing to do it quickly after birth, which is not always necessary. Babies don't always need to be suctioned, but if they do, I always encourage the mom to do that themselves because it, like I said, it gets it out better than a bulb. For you, now what do you need? I would recommend some Depends or adult diapers. You guys, the amount of security that comes with those is, I use them with my third baby and my fourth baby. And I wish I would have used them with all the babies because when you are sleeping, you don't have to worry about leaking at all. They're wonderful, absolutely wonderful. So I'd get those. You'll need some maxi pads or postpartum cloth pads. I have a shop that I really love. It's Fanny Pants Reusables. She makes cloth pads and they're great. I love them. I would have on hand postpartum tea. I make my own blend if you were interested, but I also have the recipe on my Facebook page, which is the Garden Birth. So you can DIY your own blend. A postpartum bath. Again, I've already posted a video on how to make your own postpartum bath herbs, but also if you didn't want to make them, I do sell them as well, and they smell amazing. I would get a Perry bottle. They have ones with like a bent like a bent neck, bent spout, I don't know. But those work really nice. If you just have like the really cheap, like ones that you've probably had for like other hospital births, or I don't know, they're like really, really cheap, like 98 cents. Those work just as fine. So you don't need a special handy one, like whatever you have will work, but I do recommend having one because it's really nice for after birth and going to the bathroom and washing yourself off. You'll need a bowl for the placenta. You can use like one of those gallon ice cream buckets. Empty that out throughout your pregnancy and then wash it out, and you can use that for the placenta. Or whatever bowl you have on hand will work. Honestly, it doesn't have to be anything fancy or special. You will need to keep on hand some nourishing foods for yourself for after you have baby. You are important too, and it's very important that you still take care of yourself after you have a baby. All of the warm foods, all of the nourishing foods, the foods that'll make you feel good. Something to give you a quick boost of energy, like honey sticks or maybe a handful of nuts, applesauce, apple juice, things that give you quick energy. Bendy straws also with your drinks, very helpful. Towels for you as well. Washcloths, which are really nice to keep your head cool while you're in labor. You'll also need a large enough freezer bag to put your placenta in, unless you are having someone to come by and grab it from you to encapsulate, or if you're encapsulating it yourself. If you're not going to be using your placenta within the first day or two after birth, I would get a freezer bag and put it in the freezer. You'll want a clock nearby, or anything that tells you the time. Your phone, watch, clock, whatever, because you'll want to know when your baby was born. A birth ball or a yoga ball or a peanut ball. Peanut balls are great, especially for the end of your third trimester. Thank you, honey. They fit, they're just, you know, whenever you are laying down on your side and you're in your like very end of your third trimester and your pelvis, your pubic bone is just so sore. Peanut balls, I'm telling you, so good. You also want trash bags in case you need to throw anything out, checks, pads, whatever. Oh, another thing, Chuck's pads. You'll want those. I think Chuck's is just like the brand name of them. Don't get puppy pads. Puppy pads are toxic. I would not use those for humans. Chuck's pads are also very, very cheap. So just go with those. They're really nice to have on hand. You probably don't need a ton of them. But I would have enough, like a good stack. You can use them to put the placenta on. You can use them if your water breaks. Keep those on hand. And then, oh, a fleece-backed picnic table cover. So they are the thicker tablecloths that are waterproof on the one side and have fleece on the other side. So what I do with them, I buy 2. And so I layer my bed. It doesn't open, honey. So I buy 2 and I layer them. I put the picnic tablecloth as the first layer and the fleece goes down. Then it's the sheets, another tablecloth, another set of sheets. So they're waterproof. So if you need to quickly change your sheets, you have another set ready to go. Also, birth affirmations. I love birth affirmations. I did not read them while I was in labor, but I read them every single day up until I went into labor. And whenever contractions got hard, I remembered them and I would say them to myself, and it was very encouraging. And that's why I always recommend having a set on hand. You can buy them, you have them on Etsy. You can make them yourself. It's a great third trimester project to work on. Maybe hang Bible verses, whatever. Like, it's one of those things that I found so very encouraging. So that's about it for my supplies list. It's not very long. Honestly, if I could only pick like 5 things, it's my birth pool, some towels, something to cut the cord and tie the cord, and the tinctures. There you go. Those are the things I'd have on hand. But it's a very long list. I will link this list that I have written up below, so then you can click on it and have it just so you can like maybe copy and paste, you know, pick out easily what you would keep, what you wouldn't. Maybe there's more that you could add to this list. So if you have other suggestions, please leave me a comment below. I would really love to hear it. I'm always looking for things to add in and recommend to other clients or future home birth clients. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to you in any way. And give me a like. I would really appreciate it. Helps me to reach other people. Subscribe for more birthday content or just crazy mom fun BFF content. That's the best way I can just sum it up into one. Yeah, so I hope you guys have a really great rest of your day. And if you guys have any questions or have any other video ideas for me that you would love for me to talk on, I am totally into it. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!